You ever have one of those moments that doesn't just change your life, but completely shatters the reality you thought you lived in? Mine hit me at my father's funeral. Not the sadness. I'd already processed the cold, distant relationship I had with the man who raised me. But the moment the family lawyer, Mr. Stern, pulled me aside right after the viewing. For 25 years, I had been the family fixture who was always slightly less than asterisk. I cooked, I cleaned, I did my mother's errands, and I worked 2 minimum wage jobs to pay my own way through community college while my sister, Clara, got endless handouts and overseas trips. I was the unpaid housekeeper, the designated scapegoat, and the emotional punching bag for the wealthy, judgmental Harrison family. They treated me, quite literally, like a servant. Clara got a tearful eulogy and a promise of a huge inheritance. Me, I was told my only inheritance was the honor of continuing to care for Mother, which was their polite way of saying stay and be our maid. Then Mr. Stern handed me a sealed envelope, thick and heavy, with a note written in a beautiful, unfamiliar script. When they treat you like dirt, find the roots. And inside that envelope was the deed to a safety deposit box and a letter that, by the next morning, would reveal I was worth $93 million and was not, in fact, their son. The look on Mom's face when I didn't come home that night was the greatest victory of my life. Tell me, if the people who deliberately humiliated you for 2 decades suddenly learned you held the key to a fortune they desperately wanted, would you use that power to burn their carefully constructed world to the ground, to truly grasp the depth of the betrayal and the subsequent cosmic joke? You have to understand the dynamic of the Harrison household. Richard and Eleanor Harrison. My parents were old, money New England elite. Richard was a partner in a global investment firm. Eleanor was obsessed with charity balls and maintaining a flawless social facade. Their biological daughter, Clara, was a spoiled nightmare. She was beautiful, vapid, and convinced the world owed her everything. I, on the other hand, was Adam. I was quiet, dark-haired, and spent my entire childhood wondering why I was the only one in the family who looked nothing like the Harrisons, who were all strikingly blonde and blue-eyed. The physical difference was a constant, unspoken confirmation of my status as the outsider. While Clara was groomed for society and inherited money, I was groomed for service. They never explicitly called me their servant, but the actions spoke louder than any words. Clara got the new BMW for her 16th birthday. I got a bus pass and a list of Eleanor's errands. I was responsible for all lawn care, pool maintenance, and household repairs. If I missed a chore to study, Eleanor would aggressively leave a note about my lack of commitment to the family unit. Richard was cold, distant, and judgmental, reserving his rare smiles only for Clara. I constantly tried to earn their approval, trying harder than Clara ever did in school, and volunteering where they demanded, only to be met with that familiar, icy disappointment. My entire identity was built on the constant, exhausting effort to prove I was worthy of the name Harrison, a name I now knew wasn't even mine. The illness that took Richard was swift and merciful, unlike the emotional agony he inflicted. The funeral was a massive, carefully choreographed social event, a perfect reflection of their life. Eleanor wept dramatically into a designer handkerchief, and Clara delivered a tearful, rambling eulogy about Daddy's love of golf and global finance. I stood silently at the back, dressed in the only decent suit I owned, feeling like an extra in their stage play. When Mr. Stern, the family's ancient, discreet lawyer, pulled me aside, Eleanor shot me a look of pure annoyance, clearly annoyed I was distracting the help. Stern, however, looked at me with an unusual intensity. He led me into an empty side office. "Adam," he said, his voice low and serious, "your father's will has been finalized. Most of the estate, the houses, the primary trust goes to Mrs. Harrison and Clara, as expected." He paused, looking genuinely conflicted. "However, I was instructed to give you this, from Richard, on the condition you accept no other inheritance from the main estate." He handed me the envelope. I opened it. The beautiful, elegant handwriting inside was not Richard Harrison's. Richard's handwriting was a hasty, illegible scribble. The note read, "When they treat you like dirt, find the roots." Below that, an address for a safety deposit box in downtown Manhattan and a key. I looked at Stern. "What is this?" I asked. "It's the only thing your biological father left you." Stern replied, his eyes filled with pity. "Richard was not your father, Adam. Your mother was married to him, but you are the son of Arthur Vance **. He died 25 years ago in a car accident, just 3 months after you were born. Richard adopted you formally, on the condition that you be raised knowing nothing about your true parentage, to protect the Harrison name. Arthur was visionary, and Richard hated him. I left the funeral immediately. I didn't say goodbye, I didn't offer comfort, and I didn't look back at Eleanor or Clara. I just drove straight to the bank in Manhattan, the heavy brass key and the secret note burning a hole in my pocket. My mind was reeling. Arthur Vance **. Not a Harrison, not the son of an emotionally distant financier, but the son of a visionary who died just as I was born. Everything they had told me about myself, the quiet shame, the constant struggle to fit in, was a calculated, malicious lie designed to keep me emotionally and financially subjugated. The banker at the Manhattan branch took the key and the accompanying documents. It took him nearly an hour to process the information, his professional composure slowly cracking under the weight of the portfolio he was reviewing. When he finally returned, he looked at me not with pity, but with profound respect. "Mr. Vance," he began, a name that felt alien yet instantly **. "Your father, Arthur Vance, was an early pioneer in green energy technology, before Richard Harrison's firm was even considering renewables. Arthur had established and patented several core technologies for large-scale solar and battery storage. He was murdered. No, wait, he died in a car accident. I apologize. He set up this trust for you, which was fully funded with those foundational patents and a substantial block of stock in the company he founded, Vance Energy Solutions **. The trust was structured to mature on your 25th birthday, which was last week. He handed me a single page summarizing the trust's current valuation. I looked down, my breath catching in my throat. The number stared back at me, glowing in the harsh office light. $93 4 150 0 00 $93 million. I, the pathetic servant, was the sole heir to a fortune 30 times larger than the liquid assets Richard Harrison had left his entire family. The gravity of the situation hit me with the force of a freight train. Richard Harrison, a supposed master of finance, had spent 2 decades humiliating the son of the man whose genius he clearly envied and whose massive, growing fortune was just sitting there, waiting for me to turn 25. He adopted me not out of kindness, but out of some twisted need for control, ensuring I remained a nonentity while silently hoping the fortune would somehow remain dormant. My real father was Arthur Vance, and my real legacy was clean energy and $93 million **. I called Mr. Stern immediately, telling him 2 things. First, that I officially declined any and all inheritance from Richard Harrison, and second, that I was no longer Adam Harrison. My name was Adam Vance. I spent the next 48 hours with the lawyers and wealth managers, working to secure my assets and understand the scope of the energy patents I now controlled. The immense wealth gave me not just financial freedom, but the ultimate weapon, leverage. I knew exactly where Richard Harrison's weaknesses lay: his legacy, his financial firm, and the delicate social status Eleanor so desperately guarded. So that's the situation I was in. I was the secret $93 million heir, having just discovered that my entire life had been a meticulously crafted lie designed to keep me subjugated by a cold, spiteful man. I now had the power to simply walk away and build a magnificent life, or I could use my immense new leverage to expose the Harrisons' toxic deceit and deliver a spectacular public comeuppance that would shatter their high society facade. Before I tell you exactly how I chose to strategically dismantle the Harrison legacy, piece by piece, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you have quietly walked away, refusing to be petty despite the cruelty, or would you have used the $93 million to expose the truth and publicly strip them of the only things they truly valued, their name and their prestige? Seriously, let me know what choice you would have made right there. I chose the precise, surgical, and public exposure. I was not going to give them the quiet dignity Richard tried to deny me. I decided to strike at the Harrison name and its financial reputation. My first move was quiet. Using my new wealth management team, I instructed them to execute a massive, targeted sell-off of stock in *** Harrison Global Investments ***, Richard's former firm, on Friday afternoon just before the markets closed. I didn't short it. I just created a sudden, massive supply shock. Within minutes, the stock price plunged, raising alarms across the financial district. The press immediately jumped on the story, speculating about a massive, panicked divestment by a major insider or institutional holder. Next, I leaked a carefully redacted version of Richard Harrison's will, showing only that I, Adam, was explicitly mentioned but received **0 inheritance, contradicting the lawyer's initial, vague statement to the press that the estate was divided among the immediate family. This planted the seed of familial discord and financial instability in the media narrative. The final, devastating move was reserved for Eleanor and Clara. Eleanor was hosting her annual, highly prestigious ** Founders Gala ***, the centerpiece of her social calendar and her entire identity. 2 weeks after the funeral, I arrived uninvited at the gala, wearing a bespoke suit, driven by a professional chauffeur, and holding a small, elegant box. The moment I walked in, the music stopped, every head turned. Eleanor's face, usually so rigid with practiced composure, went slack with shock. Clara looked horrified. I walked straight up to the dais where Eleanor was about to give her keynote address. She hissed, "Adam, get out. You were not invited. Security." I smiled, a genuine, cold smile for the first time in years. "I know, Eleanor," I said, my voice projecting clearly across the hushed ballroom, "but I came to make a donation." I placed the small box on the podium. It contained the original, notarized ** adoption documents ** Richard had forced my mother to sign, which explicitly detailed that the adoption was contingent upon my true parentage being concealed, and the condition that I receive no Harrison inheritance. Next to it, I placed a large, neatly folded printout of the $93 million ** trust valuation, clearly listing my real name, asterisk asterisk, Adam Vance asterisk asterisk. You see, everyone, I announced, looking out at the glittering sea of high society faces, for 25 years, the Harrisons have used me as a servant and a symbol of their false charity, treating me like dirt while living under the shadow of a lie. I pointed to the adoption papers. This document shows I am not a Harrison. I am Adam Vance, son of Arthur Vance. Richard Harrison adopted me only because my real father, Arthur Vance, was a brilliant visionary whose $93 million clean energy fortune, sitting in a fully matured trust, was about to be unleashed on the market. I then pointed to the trust document. And that fortune, it is currently divesting heavily from Harrison Global Investments starting the process of cleaning up the market of Richard's toxic influence. The silence in the room was deafening, the sound of 1,000 social reputations cracking simultaneously. Elinor didn't faint. She let out a small, strangled gasp of pure, humiliated rage. Clara burst into tears, realizing that her pathetic brother was, in fact, wealthier and infinitely more powerful than she could ever dream of being. The confrontation ended with a frantic security escorting Elinor and Clara out, not me. The scandal was immediate and absolute. The combination of the adoption lie, the $93 million reveal, and the massive stock sell-off crippled Harrison Global Investments and destroyed Elinor's social standing overnight. The local press, who had always covered Elinor's galas, ran the story under screaming headlines. Adopted heir exposes financial patriarch's cruel lie, devastates HGI stock. The firm's partners, already spooked by the sudden stock plunge, forced a liquidation and a total restructure, effectively erasing the Harrison name from the financial world. Elinor and Clara were left with their 2 houses and the rapidly dwindling remnants of Richard's primary trust, but their prestige, their status, and their financial influence the only thing they truly valued were gone. I, Adam Vance, used my $93 million fortune to invest heavily in the clean energy company my real father founded, ensuring his true legacy lived on. I bought a magnificent home, hired a full team of staff, and ironically, treated them all with the respect and fairness the Harrisons never showed me. I cut all contact with Elinor and Clara. The last I heard, Elinor was quietly selling off her jewelry to pay maintenance on the house, completely ostracized by the society she cherished. I look back now, and the victory wasn't the money. It was the ability to stand up on that stage and speak the truth, finally defining myself on my own terms. Adam Vance I was never pathetic. I was simply waiting for the roots of my true lineage to be revealed. The look on Elinor's face when the music stopped and she realized her entire world was ending remains the clearest, most satisfying memory I possess. Like this video, if you believe the Harrisons got the exact karma they deserved. Subscribe for more stories about hidden fortunes and ultimate comeuppance. And please, share your final thoughts on this whole mess in the comments section below. Do you think my revenge was justified, or should I have just walked away quietly? I'll see you all in the next story.